Okay, we are going to start with this exercise. Read the blog written by a teenager called Lana Bridges about her hobby and then answer the few questions. So let's read this cosplay by Lana Bridges. I'm really into cosplay. If you haven't heard of it, don't worry, I'll tell you all about it. After reading this, you might want to take up cosplay too. So right now she's telling us that she is really interested in cosplay and she's really interested in telling all about cosplay as well. So she believes कि अगर जो भी इसको रीड करेगा तो वो भी cosplay में इंटरेस्ट लेगा तो cosplay exactly क्या है? Cosplay is when people dress up in costume to look like a character from a film, book, or video game. The term cosplay comes from two words, costume and play, joined together. So cosplay is costume and play. That is combined. जब लोग कोई किसी character का जो costume है वो पहनते हैं, कोई भी character हो सकता है, उसको हम cosplay कहेंगे. So it wasn't called cosplay before. It started in 1939 when fans wore costumes at the first ever World Science Fiction Conference. तो एक sci-fi conference थी जिसके अंदर 1939 में उन्होंने इसको cosplay कहना शुरू किया था. The name was actually created in 1984. Okay, so the name itself was created in 1984, but 1939 से जो है ये start था. By a Japanese man who attended that conference. So a Japanese man just named it. And since around 1990, there's been a rapid growth in the number of people who, like me, enjoy cosplay. I've made so many friends since I took it up. So according to Lana, she made so many friends after discovering about cosplay, and so she found so many people. Okay. Cosplay is not all about science fiction, although I like that. Fantasy is what I would choose before anything else. There are also people who do historical cosplay, dressing up like 18th century soldiers, for example. Though that's not really my thing, but whatever type of cosplay people are into, I'm sure they will all agree that they have gained confidence from doing it. I certainly have. So Lena says that in cosplay, she does not only find science fiction to be a category or a genre, but she believes that it has a variety of stuff. Because if we talk about historical cosplay, then um, let's say if we take some example, if someone dresses up as vintage, or someone dresses up as some soldier or an army person, so that is a cosplay, like that is a costume, but she's not really into it. But she thinks that all the people who loves cosplay have gained confidence one way or another from that, and she has definitely gained some confidence out of it. So these days there are cosplay competitions around the world, and even if you can't attend them in person, they're amazing to watch online or read about. There's Euro cosplay, which I've been to in London, the Nordic cosplay championship in Sweden, and the best known of all is the World Cosplay Summit, which takes place in Japan. So he just mentions that cosplay competitions are amazing. Even if you are unable to attend, then you can at least watch it online. And she just mentioned a couple of them. Some of the cosplay costumes I've seen are incredible and can be really complicated. You don't just need the right clothes, but also makeup, hairstyle, various objects like a particular ring or a wooden stick. Having to come up with some of my costume means how I have become much more creative. Since I took up cosplay, I have tried a wide range of characters, including an old man with a beard. What I'm preparing for now is a non human role. I've got one in mind, but I generally keep my plans secret until my costume is ready. I really admire people who make their own costume themselves. I do that more now that I've learned to sew, which I'm really proud of. So now she's just explaining how those cosplay costumes are very specific, that you have to be right with the clothes, with the makeup, with the hairstyle, and even with the voice at times. So the voice thing I just added as my own. So this is not really added here, so I should not include another opinion of mine. So we'll stick to the exercise. So she's mentioning about the particular ring or a wooden stick. So such things make her become very creative out of it. So she has started sewing as well as, and she is trying various characters as well. If you look online, you will find lots of people selling cosplay costumes. So people sell that as well. Though it can be a good way to make money, I personally can't imagine selling mine. I like the idea of reusing them. So, according to Lana, she really adores what she has made, so she wants to use them again and again rather than selling them. Professional cosplayers can earn lots of money too, promoting a particular event or product. Taking photographs at cosplay events is my plan. I would charge people for them, so I'd be able to attend all the events and make a living at the same time. So, according to her, she is going to take photographs at the cosplay event, so she'll be able to attend the events as well as she would make a living out of it. So that's how she'll do that. So overall, I hope this exercise is clear, because that's what about all about cosplay is. Okay, so question number one: when was the cosplay term invented? It was mentioned over here. It was invented in 1984. So I'm just going to mention this over here. I'll write it. The term cosplay was invented in 1984. Okay. Then what type of cosplay does Lana prefer? So Lana prefers fantasy cosplay. She mentioned somewhere here. Fantasy is what I would choose to before anything else. So what type of cosplay Lana prefers? Lana prefers fantasy cosplay. Okay. What is the most famous cosplay contest for? So, what was the most famous cosplay? It was somewhere where okay. So, and the best known of all is the World Cosplay Summit. The most famous cosplay contest is the World Cosplay Summit, I think. Yes. What type of character is Lana planning to be next in the cosplay? She mentioned about a non-human one. So Lana is planning to be a to be a non-human, to be a non-human character in the next cosplay. Okay. How would Lana like to make money from cosplay in the future? She just mentioned in the end that Lana would like to make money by taking photographs at cosplay events and charging people for them. So that's how she's going to make a life out of it. Because like, how has Lana benefited from doing cosplay? So how does she? Firstly, if I remember correctly, it was that they have gained confidence. So that's one point, that she have gained confidence, and she also mentioned about. Uh, uh, okay, so it can be I personally cannot find. Okay, so she has learned to sew as well for that. So that will also a good thing based on that. And she also said I have become much more creative. So these are the 3 points. Our first one would be it's confidence. Second one is being creative, and third one is learning to sew. Sew. I don't know. So number first detail would be Lana has gained confidence from doing cosplay. Next, she has become more creative. The second one was creative by coming up with the costumes. Costumes. And thirdly, she mentioned about that she has learned to sew, and she is did she say she's proud of? Yes, I remembered it correctly, which she is proud of. So these are the 3 points that can be mentioned. Okay, now moving on to exercise 2. Okay. Read the article about four people, A to D, who enjoy wild swimming. Then answer the questions. Okay. Wild swimming, swimming outdoors in rivers, lakes, and the sea. So, Connor, let's read about Connor. Recently, I was looking through old photos of family summer holidays in Scotland. So, Connor says that he was looking through old photos. So, there were pictures of us all swimming in the clear blue sea with the sun blazing overhead. I clearly remember this is a good word. You guys should, if you do not use this word in your writings. Okay. So recently I was looking through old photos of family summer holidays in Scotland. So Connor was looking through old photos of some family summer holidays. Okay. There were pictures of us all swimming in the clear blue sea with the sun blazing overhead. I clearly remembered the freezing temperature of the water, which certainly isn't the impression given by the images. So he remembered that the temperature of the water was very freezing. So that's not how it shows in the image, because in the image it looks like that the sun is blazing overhead and that is a clear blue sea. So isn't it isn't looking it is not looking the way it is in the images. It was actually okay. So basically he felt it was freezing, but in the images it looked fine. I have always been a keen swimmer, though I admit that most of the year I go to the local sports center where I can swim indoors. I'm definitely a seasonal wild swimmer. So Connor believes that he's a seasonal wild swimmer. He's he always liked swimming, but mostly he went to swim indoors. And he's a seasonal wild swimmer when it is warm enough. So he apparently does not like freezing water or cold water. I head to my local river for an evening swim. Without exception, I emerge feeling more positive than when I got in. Uh, hmm, okay. So occasionally friends join me. Sometimes his friends join him as well. I talk about it so much that they have come along to see for themselves what it's like. I must admit though that it's the occasions when I have only myself for company that I appreciate the most. So Connor is if we say he's a seasonal swimmer, okay? Okay. So he's a seasonal wild swimmer. He does not like freezing temperature. He likes to he likes to go when it's warm enough, and he talk about it a lot. He loves talking about it. He loves his own company, and he likes to go indoors as well. And last time he went to, in the summer holidays, he went to Scotland. So that's all about a Connor, a guy named Connor. Let's look at Eminem. Eminem. Okay. Swimming is so good for you, both physically and mentally, whether you are swimming indoors or out in nature. I live by the coast and I have a few favorite spots nearby for swimming. I tend not to reveal them though, as regular swimmers like me value our private places. I love swimming out from the beach, watching birds fly overhead. I try to go as often as I can. It's only when it's too windy that I'll accept it's not wise to swim in the sea. So Emine is someone who appreciates swimming and she believes that it is really good for our physical and mental health. And she believes that it does not matter if you swim indoors or outdoors, it itself is really beneficial. And she lives by the coast. She has some favorite places which she isn't willing to share. And she loves swimming out from the beach when she watch the birds fly overhead, and then she tries to go as much as she can. It's only when it's too windy that I'll accept it's not wise to swim in the sea. So she takes care when it's too windy to avoid the sea. But otherwise, she will spending the most of the year, even in the winters. Okay, when everybody dislikes being going into the water, she still likes to go there. So Emine is really opposite than the Connor. Connor prefers going being inside, and Connor prefers warm water. On the other hand, Emily is fine with winter months as well, uh, but she's not fine with the windy temperature. So that's one thing about Emily. If you have never tried it before, the trick is to get into the water slowly, let your body get used to it, and then warm up as quickly as possible when you get out. So, according to her, the trick behind this is when you go into the cold water, you have to go slowly. You want your body to adjust to that, and then when you are free from that, you have to cover up yourself before getting cold. So that's about Emine. Emine is a very free spirit, free spirit person. Okay, Umar. My first experience of wild swimming was in my teens. So he started that in teens. So my friend and I were on a boat, I were on a boat near an island. And although I had never swum in the sea before, it was such a hot sunny day that I did not hesitate to jump in. To be honest, I just read from here to at this point, and I did not understand a single word because I was just reading it. I was not absorbing it, so I have to reread it again. Okay. So Omar's first experience of wild swimming was in his teens. Okay, and his friend and him were in a boat near an island. How do we draw a boat? Okay, whatever. That okay. That's not a boat at all. But this is Umar, and this is his friend. They were in a boat near an island, and although he had never swum in the sea before. It was a very hot sunny day that he thought that okay, I should go inside. It's fine. Talking to my friend about it recently, I said I could almost imagine the wonderful cool water around me. What I had to be reminded of was my concern at that time about what creatures might have been in the deep water beneath me. So he is basically worried about the shark. So he's worried about this. So he's like, if I jump inside, what about these? So that thought does not bother me anymore. Okay, not anymore. And I'll happily swim in the sea whenever I have the chance. I swim indoors regularly too. So, okay. Umar and who was that? Conor. Conor also prefers to swim inside, and Umar does as well. But given the choice between fresh air and chemicals, I know which I would go for. So, if he has the option from outdoor and indoors, so he is going to prefer fresh air because definitely chemicals are going to be harmful for him, but he does indoor swimming as well, but he prefers outdoor. Sometimes I swim on my own, other times I meet up with a group to try to a different location. I love finding new places, so he's all about finding new fun places. And now he is trusted. He was worried about the creatures, not anymore. Okay, I hope you will not forget this about Umar. So let's move on to Anna. I'm a member of a wild swimming club. Okay, so Anna has been a really good member, and she became a swimming club member as well. So there are 12 people of them, and we range in age from 16 to 70. That's a huge range, but she's a part of this club. So they meet almost every week. I have a blog about it. So if anyone wants to join us, they can find out where to go. Some people prefer to keep their favorite swimming places secret, l- like who? Like Emine. Emine does not want to share. Okay, but I'm a believer in sharing information. So she likes to share information with anyone else who's interested. But like Anna is opposite of Emine. Emine is all about keeping it private, but Anna is like I would love to help out others. As far as I'm concerned, it does not matter how cold or wet it is, I'll turn up. There have been some occasions when I've been the only one there. So she's very enthusiastic that sometimes she's the only one there, and I admit that I'll still go in on my own, though I'm well aware that's not a good idea. She understands it's not a good idea, but she still goes there because she's really interested. Recently, we were doing a post swim when a seal popped up right next to me. Okay, that's a little crazy. It was okay. Okay, for Anna, it isn't crazy. It is a magical moment and not one I was expecting at all. So, Anna is a very, I believe that Anna loves wild swimming club. So, she's most interested in this. Okay, let's jump to the questions. So, which person suggests why wild swimming is better than swimming in a pool? Okay, he did not mention anything about comparison, and he did not. She mentioned about even though she said that whether you are swimming indoors or out in nature, it's good for you, but she did not say that wild swimming is better than swimming in a pool. That's just Umar said that. He said that over here that when I have to choose between fresh air and chemicals, I know which I would go for. I would definitely go for fresh air. That's like common sense in here. So what is going to be the answer over here? It's going to be Umar. So I'll just write C. Okay. Next, explain why they avoid saying where they swim. Which person explains why they avoid saying where they swim? So there is this one person we also mentioned, just explaining Anna, that it's Emine, who thinks that she has to value her favorite spots and private places. She wants to keep it to herself. So that's Emine. Emine knows B. Says that they prefer to go while swimming alone. So they prefer to go alone. Umar says, Anna says that she does go, but that's not a good idea. So she does not prefer. Okay, that's another thing. So she does not prefer about this. I swim on my own other times. Okay, Umar also swims on his own, but he did not say that it is he would prefer. Okay, and okay, about Emily, I don't think so. I found anything similar to that, but in Connor, he said that I talk about it so much that they've come along to see for themselves what it's like. I must admit, though, that it's the occasion when I have only myself for a company that I appreciate the most. So Connor definitely appreciates his own company the most. So that is going to be A. Which person mentioned that they were surprised to see some wildlife while swimming? So this is something we just saw that Anna said that she was surprised when a seal popped up. It was a magical moment for her, which is a little crazy to be honest, if you'll ask me. But I'm not Anna. Okay, it describes the effect that wild swimming has on their state of mind. So which one said? This is very very clear. Who said that? Who was very about the state of mind? Actually, my just by reading this question describes the effect that while swimming has on their state of mind. I just thought of two people actually. I thought of Emine and I thought of Connor. Let's see. Because Emine says that it is really useful for physical and mental health, but Connor says that he felt more. I emerged feeling more positive than when I got in. So I think this point goes to Connor because he specifically mentioned about his state or his feelings. So it should be A. Which person says that they will go wild swimming whatever the weather? So that's just one brave person. It does not matter how cold or wet it is, I'll turn up. So this one also, um, this Emily as well. Emily also said that she will go wild swimming whatever the weather is, but she also mentioned that if it is too windy, she will not. So this actually goes to Anna because she said it does not matter how cold or wet it is. She is interested. So Anna is like the whole time. So this point should go to Anna. Suggest that which a person suggests that a memory of wild swimming might have been inaccurate. That's a very obvious one. That was in Scotland and that was from Conor when he said I do not remember. So that's A. Which person gives some advice for people who are new to wild swimming? Who are new to wild swimming? Who told them about that? That was Emine. Emine told them that if you have never tried it before, the trick is to get into the water slowly, let your body get used to it, and warming up quickly afterward. So that's a B. Emine. Emine taught us. Which person suggests that they have done something risky when while swimming? And I think, okay, he did not mention anything about being risky. This person does not, this person did not either. But Anna did when she said that I'm well aware that's not a good idea. So she suggests that it's risky to be alone. So it has to be D. That has to be Anna. So we had very less for Omar, and the remaining questions were from Conor, Emine, and others. So we'll end this here, and then we'll do exercise 3 in the next class. Okay. So we'll wind it up here. Okay.